When you give yourself to me completely, I will bite you. Until then, my love, I'll only nibble on you. Love will find a way against time itself. You've got nothing to worry about. The righteous do not always right, but their souls remain pure. One day you might just find something worth living an eternity for. I realized that the whole time I was holding this beautiful stranger in my arms, feeding on her. It felt like I was betraying her. I nipped little kisses along her jawline. God, I just couldn't keep my hands off of her. God, you are the most delicious thing I ever tasted. There are no endings for any of us, happy or otherwise, until we die. A fairy tale only ends happily, because that's the point where the storyteller stops telling the story. His head pounded with such intensity, he feared it would explode. It was hard for him to control himself around her. It was in his nature to crave her blood, and the craving was like a toothache that wouldn't stop throbbing. His hair was shorter than I. Her hair was shorter than I remembered. Suddenly, Cain flipped her over and cased her in, his muscle strength creating a protective embrace. My diamond, he growled. You are home. She lifted her hand and cupped his cheek, then murmured, Yes, I am. I was dead without you. I would have ended up a shell, like Raffle. She kissed him, hating the pain in his voice. No, never like him. He was evil. Cain is so black. Yours isn't, just a little gray, he smirked. Gray, she shrugged. Well, you aren't lily white, that's for certain. I'm a creature of the night. Slitted eyes peered at her suspiciously. Good God, you're not a morning person, are you? We do not kill good people, for the world is better with them in it. Of course, then, she finally found someone that listened to her, understood her, and was motivated by her to do better with himself. He had to be a vampire that was sent to kill her, and then her father. I knew I was a little different from most demons, but nothing says freak of nature like a one-eyed gypsy saying I had a rainbow glow. It just didn't sound complimentary. Is it possible to love someone so completely, so intensely, they can never die? To give them more than just your heart or your soul? What if you could give them the miracle of immortality, since wrapped around us as time itself held its breath, quietly coaxing us to that secret place of sighs and whispers where we might just lose ourselves completely and truly find each other? Just try it, I murmur, reaching over to cover my hand gently, and I think, whoa, this never happened before. Then is he just doing that because he thinks I'm interested? And finally this, who the hell cares? Rose, come here. Christian grabbed my hand and guided me back down on the couch next to him. I smell her all over you. Get out and pretend I died, just as you did when you lied down with her. Yes, I'm hungry, horny too. The thought of feeding from you is a most delectable idea, and is playing havoc with my brain as well as other parts of my body. He sat up and scooted closer to her. Rules and regulations are for humans. She relaxed a bit, well, as much as one could relax while being half naked and bleeding in front of a vampire. She was the picture of a tasty meal to one such as me. A man feel sexy the way vampires feel about blood. They don't just like it, they crave it. That's why vampire stories always have strong sexual undercurrents. A vampire's hunger is simply a metaphor for a man's lust. And if a guy is paying attention to you, he wants to have sex with you. Then his lips part, and I gasp as a chilly tingle whispers down across her body like stepping outdoors on a frigid night. Far from painful, the touch of winter is soothing, because inside she's on fire. It is getting late, and I must beat the dawn. It's only the nightingale you hear, she whispers. His lips curve into a mournful smile, and he loves her all the more for the Romeo and Juliet reference. He brings her hands to his lips and kisses her skin. A final farewell. I'm afraid it is the lark. How do you think our love story ranks among the greats, she asks, through a watery grin. He gives her a sad smile, better than Romeo and Juliet and Jane and Rochester. And Elizabeth and Darcy, I say, his voice tender. William and Lorena, ours will be the best love story ever, never told. My story befold. Come a little closer, baby. I feel like letting go. Our origins couldn't have been a star-crossed if we'd been the main characters in one of my romance novels. I saw it as like a romance novel. His harshly whispered encouragement sent me straight to my creston, gasp and release. And I came with a shout and an indescribable burst of pleasure. My body pulsed once, then again and again. The power I kept tucked away, racing down my spine and bursting out of me with every sharp thrust of her lips. I groaned brokenly, and then he howled, his body as tall as a bowstring beneath her, as the energy rippling from my body wrapped around us both. It pulled me more deeply inside her, stroking him. I realized, recognizing as the source of my pleasure and reciprocating in kind. I was distantly aware of a large gust of wind buffeting the room, of lamps being knocked off the end tables and winged glasses shattering, but I didn't care. All that mattered was our bodies riven together and our mutual, all-consuming pleasure. Regrettably, I cannot recommend growing up in a small nunnery location in 8th century East Anglia. They scream, I smirk and glare, and we all pretend I'm not just a century-deep existential crisis with great abs and perfect eyeliner. It was never a story, only a collection of remains. The veils are shattering, the monsters are awake, and the future of reality rests on a shadow. Despite my horror, I'm still struck by his perfectly chiseled face, as if it had been sculpted by one of those Italian masters whose works fill the world's most prominent museums. What do you want, I ask, my heart punctuating every syllable. His mouth widens, revealing those sharp fangs, and I gasp, you. Her name of unruly spiral sets off the delicate features of her face, her beauty striking him suddenly still. It will not save her. Take off your coat, I demand. She steps back. Your mind control doesn't work on me anymore. Would you prefer I overpower you? He takes a large step forward, and she backs up into the tall, stemmed plants, looking around in desperation for a way out. When she cannot find one, she looks at him again. Her golden eyes are large and glassy, twin suns that cannot win against a night. I think the whole culture of that time was at fault for oppressing people and presenting them with bad options. After everything I have done to prove that you can trust me, abiding your request to wait 8 weeks, apologizing to you for my behavior, you still assume the worst of me. Will it always be like this? You haven't exactly been a saint, and you think I am of a Judas one, when I spoke of Count Dracula being a monster because he was drunk with power, looked as if he had taken my assessment personally, probably because at this moment he is literally the most powerful being on earth. He's been lying to me from the start. He's worse than Rochester, Darcy, and Dracula put together. Yeah, as easy as it would be to speak of him as a monster, I just nearly gave his life to protect me, and worst of all, is right, I'm in love with him. I am by forever. Love song vampire, rhymer, speaker.